Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti. I am MrPhotographer.com. In this video, I'm going to tell you the essential gear you'll need for landscape photography. I'm going to be talking about a lot of different gear, and to tell you the truth, the make and the model really doesn't matter. It's the main idea of what type of gear you should bring when you're out shooting landscapes. First of all, you're going to need something to carry your gear. I'm showing you my backpack. Actually, it's the biggest backpack I own, but it really doesn't matter. You could be using a camera bag, a small backpack, a sling bag, whatever will hold most of your gear. This backpack is made by Lowepro. Now, I'm not sure the model number off the top of my head, but in the description below this video, I will have all the equipment listed, including the model of this Lowepro backpack. Well, inside the backpack is the good stuff. So we'll open it up, and we're going to start right off with the cameras. And again, make and model doesn't matter. It really is whatever equipment you use. But one body I carry is my Nikon D850. If you're really serious about landscape photography and you want to, at the end, produce huge prints, which a lot of landscape photographers want to do, I do recommend that you get a camera that has high resolution, something that's over like 30 megapixels. That way you could make very large prints and not worry about the quality of the print. So that's why I like my Nikon D850. And as a backup body to that, I have my Nikon D800E. So those are the two main bodies that I use for landscape photography. Next, let's talk about lenses. The first lens I recommend is something very wide. I have a Nikon 14-24 f/2.8 lens. I do recommend that you have at least one lens that goes out to at least 14 millimeters, because you'll find that there'll be many situations where you're going to need that very wide angle of view. Now, you don't need a zoom lens. You could get a prime lens, and actually you could go wider than 14 if that's your style. But just remember, the wider you get, the more of a fisheye look you're going to end up getting. The next lens I recommend is a little bit in between that. I have a Nikon 24-70, and this is actually the go-to lens for me. This is the lens I use the most for my landscape photography. So you're going to want something that's in that range, around 24 millimeters to 50 millimeters, in this case 70 millimeters, and you'll be all set. Finally, I do recommend that you get a lens that's a little longer. Now, you won't use it that much. I have a Nikon 70-200 f/2.8. This lens, why you might want it, you might be thinking, well, 70-200, that's pretty long for landscape photography, but many times you'd like to show compression with your landscape shots, something I haven't really done that much of. But I'm going to try to incorporate that into my style. So that's why I'm beginning to carry the 70-200 millimeter lens. Next, we're going to talk about tripods. I recommend that you have at least one tripod that's really heavy duty. I have a Vanguard carbon fiber tripod. I'm not sure of the model number, but again, I'll have it listed. I use a Siriu head. It is really a sturdy tripod, very strong, and it will take a beating. And I've dropped this. It fell out of my car several times. It's a really, really strong tripod, and I recommend that you have something like this, and this to be your main tripod. Now, on the other hand, if you're hiking and moving around a lot, this is quite a burden. It's pretty heavy to carry around, so you should have a travel tripod. I have a Mi Photo tripod. This is a very popular model. I mean, just about every photographer has this. This is the A1350. It's an aluminum tripod, but I'm going to get the carbon fiber one, I think, very soon, because I just want it lighter. And this is light, but really, after you're hiking for maybe a few miles, it starts to get heavy. So something like this, very small, something that could be hooked on to the backpack while you're hiking. That's ideal. Finally, I'm going to recommend one more tripod. It's the Joby GorillaPod. It's a very, very small tripod, but it's got these legs that you could bend and wrap around things. So if you need to wrap it around like a tree branch or a railing, if you're doing cityscapes, anything like that, it really comes in handy. And it's very strong, like the other two, and you won't have to worry about it breaking if you drop it or it gets, kicked around or anything like that. As far as accessories, I don't really carry a lot. I do carry a number of different ND filters of varying densities. I have this pack that I've had a long time that has 4 different ND filters from 2 stops all the way up to 10 stops. This is one made by B&W. You know, it's my kind of go-to pack of filters. But lately, you may have noticed that I've been doing some videos on long exposure photography using ND filters, and I found a couple filters on Amazon that are really reasonably priced and are really, really good. So I have this 10-stop filter by Ice, and I've done a video on that, and it's been, as far as I'm concerned, every bit as good, if not better, than that B&W filter that costs like 5 times as much. And I've done a video on this 16-stop filter by Format High Tech. Again, this filter is awesome, so I'm going to probably be shifting from this pack of filters from B&W over to these other filters because I really do like the performance of them. The last filter I have is a polarizer, a circular polarizer. I don't use it too much, to tell you the truth, because a lot of those effects I could do in post with a application like Lightroom or any of the others. All right, I carry a camera strap, although I don't use it too much if I'm hiking with the backpack, but it's this strap by Peak Design, and I've done a video on that as well. I also have a charger for batteries in case I'm out somewhere and I can charge my batteries. I use that. And of course, I carry a lot of extra batteries. And I have a little case here that I use for my memory cards. And I have a remote timer. Many times I want to do that long exposure photography using ND filters, and I need the timer. So I have that as well. I also carry a multi-fiber cloth. I actually prefer this one. It's actually meant for guitar players and to polish guitars, but I found it's better than any multi-fiber cloth I've found for photography. And I'll have that listed below too. You'll definitely be doing yourself a favor if you pick one of these up. Okay, I mentioned that I have the charger for the batteries. I also have a lot of extra batteries. So I carry a lot of extra batteries with me, keep them in this pouch. And finally, for adverse weather, I have this professional rain cover, just in case. I've actually never had to use it. As you can see, it's still packed. But just in case it rains, I don't want my stuff to get wet. But generally speaking, because the backpack is water resistant and it has waterproof zippers, if I stuff everything in there, I'm good. But if I'm actually shooting and I want to shoot in the rain, then I would use that rain cover. And that's it. Now, if you're a photo enthusiast, this is probably overkill. But if you are an aspiring professional landscape photographer, this is probably the minimum you're going to need. Hopefully, wherever you are, from an enthusiast to a professional, this will give you some idea what you'll need to carry for landscape photography. Thank you, everyone, for watching my videos. Do me a favor, go down below this video and hit the like button. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that bell so you get updates. Also, check me out on Instagram. My Instagram handle is @AnthonyMorganti. I'll talk to you guys soon.